Hi friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be a 4 looks 4 palettes. Typically in this style of video, I do 3 looks 3 palettes, but I've acquired multiple palettes recently and I just figured I would throw an extra one in here for you. So this will probably be a long one, but lots of fun makeup to come, lots of very different palettes. Like all 4 of these have such a complete distinct vibe. I'm so excited about all the looks I'm gonna create. At the moment that I'm filming this intro, I've only done 2 out of the 4, so I'm just really excited to dive into the others and get into them. But I'll be doing looks, close-ups, swatches, all that good stuff. We're gonna chat about them. I'll give you my thoughts so far at the end. I always love hearing your thoughts as well on what you think about these, if it's something that excites you, if it's something you can pass on. I feel like it goes without saying, but just because I'm sitting here playing with these 4 new palettes does not mean in any way, shape, or form that you need these 4 palettes. I simply just like to play with eyeshadow on the internet. Whether you choose to buy something or not is totally your prerogative. Obviously, if you buy something and use my code, it means so much to me, but never feel pressured. If you have something in your collection that you feel like kind of already scratches that itch for you and you don't think you really need a new one, then great, that's amazing. I'm just here to play with eyeshadow. Sometimes that means showcasing new things, sometimes it means playing with old stuff. I just love to play with makeup and that is the purpose of this video. But anyways, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about the palettes that I will be using in this video. First being Nomad Cosmetics' newest palette. This is the Route 66 palette and I'm so excited. It's very like earthy meets colorful. Super fun variety here. We have 18 different shades. I feel like when they do the 18 size palettes, my brain always automatically divides it into 2 different palettes. I'm sure they do that fairly intentionally, but my brain catches on immediately. But we have a good mixture of mattes, really vibrant metallics. I think the earthy meets the colorful is a really cool combo. This one is launching on Tuesday, May 6th, around 12:01 EST, and you can use my affiliate code to save on their site, and I appreciate it so much. As always, I will have all 4 of these palettes, as well as all of my makeup details linked down below in the description box for you. I try to keep it super easy. I usually keep my face details the exact same throughout all 4 looks to keep that easy for myself, honestly, because it would be hard to remember them all. But then I have all the eye looks broken down into like look 1, 2, 3, and 4, and same with my lips, look 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can find all that information there. Next, I have the new ColourPop Tangled palette. They launched a whole Tangled collection, but I really just played with the palette for this video. It's a very soft kind of purpley pops of gold sort of color story. I feel like it honestly matches the movie really well. I think the packaging and the art is so pretty. I am a sucker for Tangled. I'm a sucker for anything Disney, really. And I think she's cute. I do tend to prefer a little bit more edge and drama, but I do still think she's cute. I think she serves her purpose on what it's meant to represent. I think it fits the movie and the vibes really well. So this one's super fun. And this one is already available, assuming it's not sold out. Again, everything will be linked down below for you. Next up, I have the Wicked Widow Beauty American Psycho palette, which is so exciting. They did launch a whole collection with this as well. I only have the palette and 2 of the lip products, but this one is so cool. And I think I saw on Instagram that they said that this is like running low on stock. So not to pressure you or anything, but if this is something you're interested in, assuming it's still available by the time this video gets posted, you might have to jump on this one sooner rather than later. I don't know if this one will come back or not. Actually, I will check their Instagram right this second as I'm filming, and things are subject to change. Okay, it looks like the full collector's box won't be coming back if that's something you're interested in, but depending on demand, they may restock individual products. But the inside looks like this. We have sort of a half neutral, half colorful sort of vibe going on. I'll be honest, you guys know I'm personally running the war against beige, so I didn't need like all these like beigey tones, but I understand what they're going for here with the half neutral, half colorful. I actually just rewatched this movie last night, which was super fun, so it's fun just like having a refresher on all these like names and things like that. But super fun. I do almost wish there was more red in this palette because that's such a statement part of the movie, but maybe just the one bold red is what it needs to be too. Lots of beautiful metallics in here. I really enjoy the formulas from Wicked Widow Beauty. I've tried a handful of their palettes in the past and I think they do a really great job. I've loved seeing them be able to start taking on these like officially licensed collabs. They did one with The Crow, I believe it was last year, which was super cool as well. And I think this one is just so fun. I think this is such an iconic theme to do, and I can't wait to dive into it. I haven't played with this particular one yet as I'm filming this intro. And last but not least, we have the new Agate Temptation palette from Singe Beauty. I was at the recent Creators and Friends event where she hosted a dinner and gave everyone the palette and did like a fun reveal at the dinner. So that was super cool. I'm so excited for Angie and her new launch. It's a very like earthy sort of palette. We have lots of dingy earthy tones that I do love. I love a murky shade, but we also have some fun pops in here with this like reddish orange, the bright green. I think it's a super cool color story. At this moment, she actually just posted her reveal video today. There isn't a date for this palette yet. She's still working on getting the rest of the palettes through customs and stuff like that. So as of right now, she's aiming for May, but we don't have an exact date yet. So hopefully we will get dates for that soon, more specifically. But as of right now, there isn't an official launch date, just sometime in May. So keep your eyes peeled if this is something that interests you. And I did get some questions specifically, so I figured I would hold these up together. This is her collab palette Trick or Treat with Oden's Eye. I had people asking me if they were super similar. And I feel like in a way, yes, there are definitely like, you know, oranges and greens and earthy tones. But the more I look at them next to each other, the more there are completely different undertones with all of these different shades. Again, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, if you already have Trick or Treat and you feel like that scratches the itch and you don't feel like you need this one, that's great. I love that for you. But I will say, if you already have this one and you still are eyeing this one, I think they would go really well together. I feel like they're family, you know, like they have a lot in common, but maybe they're not exactly the same. They have some similarities, but they're not exact dupes of one another, in my personal opinion. I think they both offer differences while still being under a similar color family umbrella. So if you like these sorts of colors, maybe this new edition would be great for you. I'm so excited to play with this one again as I'm filming this intro. I hadn't played with this one just yet, but I'm very, very excited. I feel like my brain is buzzing with combination ideas and I'm pumped to dive into it. So yeah, those are the 4 palettes that I'm going to be playing with today. Let's hop into those looks, and then at the end I'll give you my thoughts so far. Okay, hi, let's get into look number 1. As far as my accessories go, I have this little necklace from Ana Luisa and this moon one, I believe from Shop Sun & Co. Both are kind of old. And then I just have these little like huggy hoops from Primark and little Amazon plugs. So yeah, we're just gonna hop into it. I'm gonna throw my Witchwood Bags hat later, but for now, we need to hop into look number 1. I just realized I didn't put on face highlighter. I've been using this one a lot lately. My ColourPop Seismic. I honestly want to try to finish it. I think it's time. I've had this for a long time. And it is one of my favorites. It's beautiful and it doesn't exist anymore. And the last thing I want to do is hoard it forever without even using it. There we go. Now I'm complete. Now we can get into the look. So I'm going to start by priming with my Sigma eyeshadow primer in Ignite. I'm just going to smear this on and blend it out. Just getting all prepped and ready to go for all this eyeshadow. So for look number 1, I really want to dive into the Nomad Route 66 palette. I don't really know what I want to do though. I kind of want to do, I just really love these right here. I really, really do. I think that might be the route I go. The route, if you will, that I go. Let's just start there. Sometimes I go into my looks with a plan, sometimes I don't. I just realized I also didn't put on fake freckles. Why did I get like just half ready and then start filming? I should have gotten completed. There we go, this is better now. So I think I wanna just start with Roy's Diner. Let's just start blurring out this outer crease area. I'm gonna use this old Kaleidos brush, the S2. And I just want to start kind of surrounding the outer part of my eye, just so that everything else that I put down will blend into it really well. This is kind of like just a very soft, muted sort of khaki shade. So one thing about me is I love the movie Cars. And if you've never seen it, a lot of that movie takes place dealing with like Route 66 and how the interstate basically like took over and nobody visits the small towns anymore. So this palette just makes me think of Cars. And I love that for me. So I'm gonna go with End of the Trail now. That's more mustardy shade. I'm gonna use a Sigma E25 brush for this. I'm just gonna really pack it in that outer corner. And again, I'm gonna stretch this one out kind of far, and I just wanna be able to like blend it out more as well before I continue darkening it and adding more of those shades into the mix. This is just kind of setting us up for success when I do add the other shades. So taking Scenic Byway now, this really pretty kind of muted greenish teal. I wanna use this Game Beauty E03 brush, And I'm just gonna start really packing that in the outer corner. Just kind of continuing what I've been doing, but just adding even more just layers and contrast and colors and stuff like that. Just really building it up, packing it on, stretching it outward toward like the outer corner area. And I'll just kind of take and blend the edge of that into everything else that I've done. I do think I am gonna add more of that like strong tealy blue into the mix as well. I think it'll be pretty. So taking Blue Whale now, the blue shade, obviously. Really pretty bluish teal. I'm gonna use this Blend Bunny B3, and I'm just gonna tuck this even tighter to the very outer corner of my lid. So I am gonna add, I think, a splash of blue to the outer part of the lid, and then maybe inch a little more neutral toward the front. I think maybe like a colorful outer corner with the neutral shimmer on the front might be a cool combo, and then maybe a funky pop of color in the inner corner. We'll see. I'm liking these very muted dusty tones though. I think that's really cool. Honestly, so far, I feel like this palette would be great for someone who wants to inch into color, because these are a lot more like tame tones of colors. The shimmers look like they might be a little bit more bright and poppin', but then you can really like play around with incorporating small amounts of brights without it being too overwhelming. Or maybe you just like earthy tones. I know I do. So taking my NYX glitter primer, I'm gonna take some of that on this little Arttitude Cosmetics brush. This is a number 2 brush. I'm just gonna lightly pop some of this across my lid. This is just gonna help everything pop really nicely and stay put, and everything will look magical. So I'm gonna do Blue Swallow for the outer half and then Gateway Arch for the inner half. I think that'll be super, super pretty. That is a pretty blue. I love an electric blue shimmer. I think it's so good. So just popping this in the very outer corner, even kind of keeping with that diagonal look so that it kind of trails in with all those mattes that I was already using. I really like the way that all plays together out there. I think that's really fun. And then I'm just gonna use Gateway Arch on my finger. I'm gonna pop that on the rest of my lid. Just kind of pressing it on, blending it really all over. I kind of just want this shade everywhere across the front half of my lid. And then just kind of blending it into that blue, just kind of smushing them together. Ooh, I really like that actually. The very bright open front half with then just these splashes of color out here. Honestly, what if a pop of gold? Comet 2 for the lower lash. That could be fun. I'm gonna use my Singe Beauty E11 brush. This pop of gold could be really, really nice. Like I have gold jewelry going on. I think that could be really, really pretty with this. Especially because I do think I am gonna do like a funky pop of color in the inner corner, because I think that would be super cute. I think, honestly, the green. I think the green is the move. Rest Haven. I'm gonna use this E01 brush from Singe Beauty. And I'm just gonna lightly, I only took the tiniest bit, just gonna very lightly build this up teeny bit by teeny bit so that it doesn't get like too much too fast where it like looks weird. Like I do want some weirdness, I guess. I am putting bright green in my inner corner, but I want it to, oh yeah, that's perfect. Just build up softly. Oh, I think that is so fun, honestly. Okay, threw on my lashes. These are the Blend Bunny and Robert Welsh lashes. They're a little on their last leg. I don't know how many more uses I can get out of them, but they're still going strong for now. I also threw in this green eye pencil from Oden's Eye. I think it's called Avocado. Everything will be in the description box as always, but I just thought it went with that inner corner so nicely. I really like the way this one turned out. It's so cool. For lips, I was kind of thinking something a little softer and pinky. I do have a pink cheek today, so I thought something pink on the lips would be nice. So I'm gonna start with Group Chat Pencil from ColourPop. This is one of their plumping lip pencils, which I stand by that I don't feel like these are overly plumping per se, but I do like the tingle at least. It's like they tingle but don't plump for me. But I still like the creaminess and I like the effect. This is just kind of like a brownie pinky shade. I'm just gonna line and lightly fill in. I feel like I haven't worn this pencil in a while. It's such a good color. And then for lips, I have a Buxom gloss in the shade Pink Champagne. It's like a sheer pink. And I just thought it would be cute. Something a little softer for the lips today. Ooh, I do like that. And I like the shine that that gives. I haven't used a Buxom gloss in a long time. Ooh, that's really pretty. Really, really pretty. So shiny. I like it. All right, added my Witchwood Bags hat, and I think this look is complete. I like it a lot. It's so vibrant, but there's still those muted elements in this, and I think it's really cool. So yeah, this is look number 1. I hope you like it. Let's move on now to look number 2. Okay, hi. Look number 2. I want to dive into the ColourPop Tangled palette. The packaging is honestly gorgeous. They did such a good job. And honestly, the color story reflects the movie so well. I'm really excited about it. I will say this is a very soft palette. Like when I was swatching it and stuff like that, it's very soft colors. So I want to try to make this palette dramatic. I think it's going to be really cool. I want kind of a graphic outer area, lots of glimmer on the inner. I even want pops of red incorporated in this look just because I do like a red purple combo. I think it's fun, and I'm just gonna do what I can to spice it up. As far as my accessories go, I don't really have news for you. This is just an old basic choker, and I have literally no idea where these earrings are from. I've had them forever. I also was trying to include the pastel clip from the collection in my hair, but I think this claw clip is just a little too small for my hair. I have a lot of hair. It wasn't making the cut. Anyway, I'm going to prime with my Sigma eyeshadow primer in Ignite. Just gonna smear this on and blend it out. I love the movie Tangled. I think it's so stinking cute. And fun fact, in my salon suite, I always have a TV on, so TV shows or movies are playing constantly. And specifically when I have somebody in for a longer period of time, I give them the option to pick out whatever they want if they want to watch something different than what I've defaulted to. And if I have Disney on specifically, this is one of the most common movies that gets picked as Tangled. I've watched it so many times. Honestly, it never gets old. It's just so cute and so precious. So I definitely want to start with Mother Knows Best, that purple. I'm going to use this Unearthly 8-3 brush, and I'm just going to start kind of roughly carving like a triangular angled shape out here. I will be, in theory, as long as everything goes to plan, lining this with like black liner, like an outline. So I'm just gonna kind of rough draft it for now. It doesn't have to be perfect because the liner will make it look more crispy. Just kind of getting it started, kind of packing some color on. But see, even this is the darkest purple in the palette, and it's not very dark. It's definitely a softer tone, which isn't a bad thing. Like, a soft palette does have its place. I just do tend to like drama, so I just wanted to put that out there. And I'm gonna use the Lost Princess, the lightest purple, with this E38 blending brush, just to start kind of blending at the outer part of that lower lash line. Not really up into the wing too much, mostly just on the bottom, which that kind of erased everything. So I'm just gonna make a combo of both colors and start swirling that. Yeah, that works a lot better. Kind of giving us a little bit more of that color combo that I was foreseeing. You know what, I'm also just gonna go ahead and do that to the inner part of this wing because I do want it to be really dramatic and structured out here, but everything else I want to just be lots of glitz and glimmer. Taking my NYX glitter primer next, I'm just going to prep my lid with this product. I am just gonna use my finger, and I do wanna stamp this really all over my lid and even inching into that triangle that I've placed. So I wanna take Stolen Crown, this super sparkly shade. It's a very glitzy, shiny thing. I will say, even though I do feel like these mattes are a bit on the lighter, sheerer, tamer side, I do think the shimmers in this palette, from what I've swatched at least, and now as I'm seeing on my eye, the shimmers seem really, really pretty. So I'm just kind of plopping this shade all over the front half. And then I want to take all those days and kind of put that where I put the triangle. I'm even going to take that same Unearthly brush. Also resisting the urge to sing this song now. At Disney World, at Magic Kingdom, I think during most days, if not all days. I don't go like every day. I also don't go to Magic Kingdom too often, but the few times I have when I'm not at one of the other parks and happen to catch the parade, there's a float there that's based on the Snuggly Duckling, and it's so cute. So now I'm just kind of merging those two shimmers together. Honestly, even without the dramatic graphic liner that I plan on doing, I think this is still looking pretty cool. I do want to pop a little bit of Live Your Dream on the lower lash line. I'm just going to use this Arttitude pencil brush, the 07, and I just want to have a little splash of this down here. It's funny because this look is so airy and light right now. It's so pretty, but I feel like when I add the graphic liner and the red accents that I'm intending, it's really going to take a different direction. Like, we are going to go from Rapunzel to Mother Gothel here in a second. For the inner corner, I want to take Max, the shimmery whites. Just gonna highlight my inner corner with this Game Beauty brush. Just like a nice splash of iciness in the front. So now the graphic liner. We will see how this goes. I have my Surratt liner right here. My goal is honestly just to try to outline this as much as possible. Like, not really do a full-on like winged liner. I just want an outline. I'm gonna try my best to show this on camera, but I'm gonna need a mirror really close to my face, so I'll do the best that I can. Hold my breath. I probably won't really speak. Okay, so far so good. That's so exhilarating and like not necessarily a good way. So now I just want to do the same here and try to connect it as best as I can. Okay, that's not so bad. I just have to actually make those connect now, but I am liking that. I think that's kind of cool. That's pretty much exactly what I envisioned. I just wanted like a weird little graphic accent. So hopefully I can do it on the other side, question mark. Okay, I think I did good enough. And that's all I'm asking for today, honestly. And I did add these little face crystals. They're just from Amazon. I honestly love the kind of twinkly champagne-y look with the pops of red. And then I'm gonna have like a bold red lip. I think it's gonna be a moment, honestly. Popped on my lashes. These are the Gemini lashes from Black Moon. It's my first time wearing them and they're so pretty. They're so long and fluttery in the outer corner. I love it. So now for lips, I have this combo from Jolie Beauty that I thought I would do. This is the Tainted Pencil and the Desire Lip Tint. So I thought a bold, bright red just might be really cool with this. So I'm just gonna start by lining and lightly filling in. I like the shade of red because it's a little bit darker and a little bit almost pinkier in undertone, which I feel like complements kind of that pinky purpliness that's here. And then this tint looks like it's going to be super bright. So I think the combo is going to be fun, or it's going to be hideous. We'll find out together. So just going to take a little bit of this tint. I'm even like scraping some off because like a little goes a long way with this. Ooh, I like that. I feel like that goes with those gems really, really well. I feel like especially this combination of the red from the pencil and the red from this, it really matches those gems nicely. Oh, I think that looks pretty darn cool, I must say. Okay, I love this. I love this so much. And I don't think it's so much that I'm like, this palette like has my heart. I don't think it's that. I just love what I did with it. I love this combination. I love that I kind of added in those elements of red. I feel like it really is giving, like if you dropped Rapunzel and Mother Gothel in like a vat, I'm what popped out. I think this is really cool. I like the structured shape, but overall this was pretty simple to do. Like lots of simple little additions that added a big impact in my opinion. And I think it's really, really cool. I love this red lip. I think it's so fun. I'm very happy with this if you can't tell. So yeah, let's move on next to look number 3. Okay, hi, look number 3. As far as my accessories go, I just have these little Suki blade earrings and then just old basic choker. But for look number 3, I figured we would dive into the American Psycho palette, which I'm very excited about. I just rewatched this recently. So everything is very fresh in my brain and I'm so excited. Zane had never seen it before and I was like, you know, it's been a while since I've watched that. Since I have this palette and everything, let me rewatch it and you watch it for the first time because it's definitely something you should experience. So I want to do something very blue smoky, but I really want Dorsia all over the lid. Something about that shimmer is really appealing to me and I think it'll be cool. But I'm gonna start by priming with my Sigma eyeshadow base in Ignite. Just gonna smear this on and blend it out. So I guess let's start with Patrick Bateman. Seems like a great place to be in. This movie is just so good, so iconic. I love how the ending of it, I mean, I guess spoiler alert if you've never seen it, but it did come out in like 2000, so I feel like enough time has passed. But I love how just the ending really has you questioning like what was real and what wasn't, what killings were actually happening and which parts were just like his brain, like going all psychotic. The different lines are so funny in that movie too. It's so good. So I'm not really doing a halo eye, but I guess I'm doing a halo shape to start. I just really wanted to pack this blue deep in the crease from inner to outer. I wanted a very rounded shape. I am gonna have shimmer all over the lid, so it doesn't really matter what the main lid is doing right now. I was just kind of focused on the crease itself. I'm also gonna tuck some of this on that lower lash line. I'll probably take a blue eye pencil and really smoke it out, but for now, this is where I'm at. Beautiful. So I'm gonna take Detective Kimball now and start blending that out. I'm gonna use the Sigma E45 brush. It's just kind of like a tapered blending brush. And I'm just gonna go deep in that crease again and just start slowly softening that brighter blue with this more muted blue. Just get it a little bit softer and more blendy before I go in with, honestly, probably the bright white. I think I'll probably do the very edge of this blending with the bright white. I think it'll be a good combo. Keep it very bright on the outside while very moody on the inside. And Wicked Widow honestly has such beautiful formulas. This has been so lovely to work with so far. Everything is blending like a dream. I mean, I know I still look a little crazy, but the shadows themselves are performing nicely. So I'm gonna take a combination of Detective Kimball with Bone, because I don't want just like a bright white, but I do want to use the white. I'm gonna use this Singe E10 brush. It's kind of like a fluffier pencil brush. And I'm just gonna use this at the very, very edge of that blue that I just did, just to kind of finish off this blend, get it a little bit softer. Look how pretty those are blending together. Just like such a beautiful blue moment. I don't think I've done a blue smoky eye in a while, which we're about to veer away from blue a little bit once I get to the actual lid shade, but I am liking this a lot. So I do want to go ahead and just smoke out that lower lash line before I move on to the lid shimmer. So I'm going to take this blue pencil from Milk Makeup called Time, and I'm just going to start running this all up in my waterline. Get that just super covered in blue and smoky. And then I'll just kind of use my brushes from before just to blur that pencil in with the shadows. I'm not even grabbing any additional product because I don't think I need to. I just wanted a nice solid blend from like my waterline into the rest of this blue shadow. Okay, moving on to the lid now, I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer and I'm just gonna use my finger. Just gonna pop this glitter primer across my lid. Now, if you wanted to, you could use the bright blue shimmer Frenzy and just go like intense blue, but I really do just want that Dorsia shade. I think it's a really, really pretty color, and I think in combination with the blue coming off of it, it's just gonna be so, so pretty. Oh yes, I love that. I love that a lot. Just gonna blend the edge of that shimmer in with the blue. Make sure everything flows nicely. I'm taking that blue shimmer Frenzy now on this Lethal Cosmetics pencil brush, and I'm just popping a little bit of this in the front part of my lower lash line, and I'm in love. This is such a beautiful blue shimmer. Like, absolutely insane. I'm really happy I went this route with these color placements. I think it's really, really cool. And for the inner corner, Vein seems like a great option. So I'm just gonna pop that in my inner corner with this little Game Beauty brush. Yeah, that's really pretty. What an icy look I've done. I think that's really cool. All right, threw on my Black Moon Gemini lashes. I just can't get over this look. I love the bold blues kind of surrounding the outermost perimeter of my eyes. I think this is such a cool combo, and that blue shimmer is so enchanting. So I did get 2 lip products from the collection. I got a lipstick and a lip gloss. I know for sure I'm gonna do this lipstick. It's in the shade Psycho. So let's start with that. I'm going to line with my Char pencil from Unearthly. It's just a brown. I'm just gonna line my lips with this. So I'm just kind of like blending with my finger a little bit. And now I'm gonna go in with the Psycho lipstick. I wanna say this collection had like 3 lipsticks and 3 lip glosses and a cheek palette. I don't know off the top of my head everything. I know my friend Linda from Glitter Fallout got the entire collection and she just did a really cool video on it. So if you wanna see everything, go check out her video. But I have the Psycho lipstick. I gotta be honest, I thought it was gonna be a darker brown. It's not a bad brown, but I did expect it to be a darker brown. I don't know why. I think I made that up in my head. I do like that shade though. That's really pretty. I just love a brown lip though. I think it's so good. This has a very like, almost like soft matte sort of feeling, where it's not like a drying feeling, but it feels like more of like a blurred feeling. It's really nice actually. And then the gloss I got, I just don't think this is gonna go with the look today. This is in the shade Bloodlust. It's kind of like a sheer reddish shade. I just feel like it's gonna take away. I feel like this eye with the brown lip is perfect as is. Okay, yeah, this is actually so cute. I just love this eye look. It's so pretty. I feel like I haven't done a blue like this in a minute, and I love blue eyeshadow. I really like that lid shade. I think it's so enchanting. And honestly, this particular shade of brown with it goes so well. I mean, they're from the same collection, so that would make sense. But I just love seeing it all come together. I think it's so pretty. I really like it. And my little earrings that look like weapons just kind of take it to the next level. But I love this. I'm very happy with it. Let's move on now to our 4th and final look. All right, look number 4. I'm like losing count now. 4th and final look, diving into the Agate Temptation palette from Singe. I'm very excited. As far as my accessories go, unfortunately, I don't know the brand of these earrings. I got them at a plant shop in Maryland a while ago. And then just probably same old basic choker that I've been wearing. It's my default. I'm gonna prime with my Sigma eyeshadow primer in Ignite. Just gonna smear this on and blend it out. I wanna do kind of like a bold half cut crease sort of vibe, very smoky lower lash. I also think I want to include a winged liner today. I just want a whole array of things going on. So I guess I'll start with my darkest plume. I'm gonna use this Singe E05 brush. I'm just gonna tuck that deep in the crease from inner to outer. Again, I do want to do a half cut crease, so I'm not worried at all about what my lid looks like to start because I will be cleaning that up. But I'm just running this from inner to outer, and I'm gonna kind of pop this on the outer corner of that lid as well. And I'll kind of leave the lower lash line blank for now just because I am gonna kind of veer off course and do different tones for the lower lash line. I think it'll be super cool and just a way for me to play with multiple things. Next, I'm gonna take the shade Geode, this vibrant green. I'm gonna use another Singe brush. I'm gonna use the E02. It's a little bit fluffier. So I'm gonna take this pretty much right on top of what I just did. And I'm just gonna start diffusing this green a little bit more before I go in with my brightest green. And again, I'm not worried at all about my lid. That'll all get cleaned up and refreshed in due time. I'm just focusing on blending outwards, just getting these greens more diffused and blurred. I feel like I keep saying the same word, but that's just because that's what I'm doing. So just to kind of finish off that green blend, I want to take Banded, this bright, bright green. I'm going to use this fluffy brush from Simply Posh, and I'm just going to use this very lightly, just like around the very outer edge of what I just did, just to kind of add another little bit of gradients to this look. I like this kind of green haziness that's going on with this glowy shade. Ooh, I think that's really, really cool. I am loving this. I do want to start working on the lower lash line a little bit. I'm really attracted to these murky shades right here, so I think I'll do Slice blended into Moss. I'm going to take Slice, the darker one, on this Singe E11 brush, and I'm going to just start popping that in the outer half of that lower lash line. I love a dingy murky tone like this. It's so good. And then I'll use this little Fantasy Cosmetica E02 to blend the lighter murky shade down from that. Ooh, that combo is so good. The bright greens with these murky tones. I love it. I feel like that's blending into these greens in the outer corner really, really well too. Moving on to the lid now, I'm going to take my NYX Glitter Primer just to prep. I'm gonna use this flat 8-8 brush from Unearthly. I'm just going to pop a little bit on both lids, and I'm just gonna use this glitter primer and this shape of a brush to really go in deep in my crease to start kind of carving and cleaning it up just a bit. Between doing this preparation with the glitter primer and then going in with the shimmer, it's gonna cover everything nicely. So for the lid, I just really want crystallized all over. I just think it's so pretty. It is begging to be on my eye right now. So doing the same thing, just tucking that really, really deep in that crease. I'm just gonna take this right up against where I want that cut to be. For my preferences and eye shape and all that stuff, I like it to be just above my natural crease, and I just kind of follow the roundness of my eyeball, and I'm letting it kind of stop right where things deepen up in that outer corner. And I'm going to cover the majority of my lid with this shade, but I do want to leave some room for another shimmer. So I'm just going to cover about half of my lid, kind of leaving this bottom corner blank. For the rest of my lid, I want to use quartz right here. I'm just going to use this Arttitude Cosmetics number 3 brush, and I just want to pop this in the remaining part of my lid, and I just want this to kind of blend into those greens in the outer corner, and I want that shifty shade to blend into this green. This one's a lot more of like an intense metallic. It's so pretty. I think this combo is so pretty. It's very jungly. I feel like I belong hanging out with like the dinosaurs or something. For a pop on the lower lash, I thought Gilded would be nice and kind of go with those tones down here really well. I'm actually going to use the same E11 Singe brush. I just wiped it off first, and I'm going to pop that down here. A little extra smidgen of warmth, which actually goes with the reflect in that shifty shade really nicely. Yeah, I like that shade. It's a really good tone. And for the inner corner, honestly, I want to bring more of that brightness back. So let's take more Banded. I'm going to use the E01 from Singe, and I'm just going to very lightly build up that bright green. Oh, that is so pretty. What a cool inner corner. And then honestly, as a fun little topper, maybe I just put a little bit of silica over that. Just a tiny bit. I'm not gonna get like a huge saturated amount. I'm just dipping in one time I'm gonna very lightly just dust that over top, just to give it some reflect. I think that did the job nicely. That's really, really cool. Through my winged liner, I just used my Surratt liner. I just decided to do it on my own because I needed a mirror really close to my face. But through on my wing, obviously you could just skip the wing if you're recreating this and you aren't into the wing, but I love the wing. Threw on my Gemini lashes and my NYX Chartreuse Flash Pencil, which it's gonna be a sad day when I eventually run out of this because I think they discontinued this forever ago. And I don't have another chartreuse metallic like this, and it's just perfect. But for lips, I kind of just want to go simple for the lips today. I want just kind of like a nudie pinky gloss, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with Cashmere Pencil from Melt. Just going to line and lightly fill in. It's kind of a soft, basic brownie shade. And I'm going to take Strawberry Shortcake Gloss from Lawless. This is just kind of like also a pinky nudie sort of gloss. I love this gloss formula. It's plumping and just so good. It's one of my top favorites. Ooh, I think that combo is nice. Here's how the final look turned out. I think this is so pretty. I love the way these different greens play together. I love the little pops of warmth that are snuck in there. I really like this. I think it came out so nice. But we've officially reached the end, so let's zoom out and I'll give you my thoughts so far on these palettes. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. This was a lot of fun. I feel like these palettes were all so vastly different. I feel like the looks I created were so vastly different, and it was just such a good time. Which look was your favorite? I genuinely don't know if I can pick. There were things that I loved about all 4 of them, so I'm gonna have to leave that up to you. Which look was your favorite? Let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking about these palettes? The Nomad Route 66 is so pretty. Again, I really like kind of the combination of these earthy tones with the bright pops. I think it's a really fun combination. I think this theming is super cool, and I don't know, I think it's fun. I'm just a big fan of when palettes kind of balance like dingier shades with bright tones. I think it's really cool. I think Nomad has nice formulas. Their mattes blend really nicely and their metallics are really pretty. So I think this is another fun one in their lineup. The ColourPop Tangled palette, I feel like maybe this one's just a little too sheer for me. It's just maybe not my favorite formulas in a ColourPop palette. Like I wish the mattes got a little bit more saturated, more pigmented. Like I get that they're lighter tones, but I feel like they could still have more pigment if that makes sense. The shimmers in here are really pretty and I was really happy with the look I created, but I don't know if this palette in particular stands out if I'm being super honest, but the theming is super cute. So if you're a big Tangled fan and mostly just want it for like the vibes, you'd probably enjoy it for that. Or if you just like very subtle amounts of pigment, you'd also probably enjoy it. The Wicked Widow American Psycho. This was so fun. This was so fun. I felt so pretty in this look. It was just so gorgeous. I love the way that shimmer looked across the lid. The theming is everything. If you're a fan of this movie, I feel like you'd also be a fan of this palette. Even though again, there's maybe a couple more beiges than I would prefer, I do just see what they were going for with the half neutral, half colorful. I like how just rich everything is. The shimmers again are just so bold and metallic and in your face, and it's just so lovely. So I had a great time playing with this one. And last but certainly not least, the Agate Temptation, Singe's newest palette. This is super pretty. I really vibe with these tones. I feel like I might be more into this one than the first one, but it's hard to say. There's things I've liked about both palettes, but I feel like for their second palette release, this is beautiful. I love the different tones. I like again that there's a combination of kind of those murky dingy shades with the pops of brightness. The formulas were all very lovely to work with. I felt like the mattes really blended super nicely, and the shimmers look, in my opinion, really nice on the lids. I think it's really pretty. So yeah, I feel like this was super fun. I feel like the ColourPop one is the only one that I'm like, maybe it wasn't my favorite formulation wise, but I still had a great time playing with all 4 of these. I just love playing with eyeshadow. I love playing with makeup. I love coming up with looks and feeling creative. And I think this was just a fun old time. But let me know what you're thinking. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, out of these 4 palettes, pick your favorite and leave emojis to represent that palette. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can hop over to my Instagram and BATTYBEAN there as well. And also you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And if you want to, you can hop over to my second channel linked in my description box if you want additional content. And also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep watching, I'll pop a similar one on the screen. And I thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you in the next one.